Hello, I'm Abideen Ansari from GCA located in Karachi, and it's a branch of the city school. Today I'll be talking about awareness and socialization, which brings up the question, how aware are you? We usually go to school to learn about science, which is the study of observances. And yet we study in science particles which we cannot see and cells which make up our body which we also cannot see. But what we do not observe is what goes around in our lives, such as when you go to your work or when you go back to your home, how well do you notice what goes around in your neighborhood? Did someone get did someone get in a car crash? Was someone moving in? Was someone moving out? We hardly know these things. We hardly even know our neighbor. Our neighbor, we all just knowing the jobs and names of our neighbor does not actually mean knowing them. We hardly know anything about their lives or their past. Now, people have gone to unbelievable heights to show themselves that we are these people and we are what we represent. They chase materialistic followers and they do not actually socialize how they should have. We usually blame it on the system for not publicizing social events. But why don't we take a step back and actually see how hard we ourselves tried to communicate and take part in events? Take me as an example. One day my ride got unusually late, and so I began wondering on what to do. So I began strolling around my school and I stumbled upon a presentation going on in our library. I stepped in because I had time to kill. And before long, I noticed that what was the basis of the presentation was TED Talks. Now, I didn't know our school had relations to such a big international platform. No one told me this. It just so happened to be by chance. Now, I'm in here giving the presentation, and if it weren't for this slight delay, I would not be standing here. So, I did an intentional delay the very next day, and I gave 10 minutes to my school to see what it had to offer. And I was very much surprised that it had multiple activities such as music, table tennis, basketball, and so much more. And I was extremely surprised because the place where I spent 2 years, 9 months each year, and 65 hours of every day of my life, and I had not seen anything other than my curriculum and my examinations. So I did a similar thing again, but this time in my neighborhood. And to my very much surprise, there were multiple communities. So I signed up in many of them. And before I knew it, my friend circle had multiplied. I was getting way more attention than I used to. And also, who doesn't like a bit of attention? So after a month of this, I began questioning myself. And I said, is losing all this Netflix really worth it to go outside and do fun stuff? So I researched on this, and I did what any normal person would. I Googled it. So I had very positive results. Turns out what I was doing was socializing. And socializing turns out to be a really big preventative for depression. Depression is such a big epidemic in this world that it affects nearly 1 of every 12 US citizens, which are adults. Now, depression, the symptoms include emptiness, negativity, extreme gloominess. Is something that no one ever has to experience. A really big thing which contributes to depression is how we are always stuck onto social media, and we're chasing followers which are not there. We're chasing friends which are not materialistic. It's extremely unfavorable to do that. Like, how many friends do you have in real life? How many are gonna come to help you in hard times? And obviously having no physical contact with anybody else leads to depression. So this is why you should materialistically socialize. And you should try and go out a bit more. A really good example of this is a movie in 2010 called Yes Man. You should really go watch it. In it, the main antagonist says yes to every single thing which is put forward to him. And he, in the beginning of the movie, is stuck in a really close circle. And he hardly does anything other than his daily routine. But by the end of the movie, he's found a significant other, he's leading a really good life, and he's happy. The main thing here is happiness. Now, what we should try to do is also socialize, and together we should fight depression. Thank you for hearing my talk. This was Zain from GCA.